everyone, welcome back. Hi guys. Hi Caroline, Laurie, Mary, Nick, or Tina, or both. Kimberly, Linda. How you going? Who else did I have? I had Raylene, Pam, hi. I think that's all so far. Hi Nick. My stream status is apparently bad. So hello. Hi Crafty. Hi Kathy. Hi Loretta. Hi Tamara. I'm just having a drink. It's actually been really hot here yesterday and today, and we just had a bit of rain, so it's really humid. Hi Sherry. Hi Morticia. So has everyone seen the image in the group? I've posted it in an album, so if you're watching later, you just need to pop on over to the group albums and grab your image and you can follow along. Hi Charlotte. I don't know, Pam. It's just saying bad stream. Oh, now it's saying good health. It's saying it's good health now. There's something wrong with my internet. It must have been sick. So the lovely Tamara actually introduced me to this awesome artist, Nathaniel Wake, and I coloured up the witch last week for a video. This one's from his Mystical Life colouring book, I think it's called, and that was with the chameleon pens, and had a chat with Nathaniel outside of that, and had a chat about doing a colour along for you today. And also I've booked him in for December, so the 4 weeks in December we'll be doing an image from another of his colouring books, and each week we'll be giving away a colouring book, so that'll be fun in November. Mythological Life, you're right Loretta, thank you. The Caroline, the pencil's in the album, so if you look in photos or albums if you're on a mobile device, it's the second one on the list because it was just posted, so it's fairly recently coming up in the album, so check it out. No worries, Tamara, is a great book. Actually, it's one of my favourites so far. It's got a ton of beautiful images. So today we're going to be doing a awesome flip through of Nathaniel Wake's book, Dragon Life, number 1. There are 2 Dragon Life books, but we're going to be doing number 1. And I'm going to be giving away a copy of that. So for the I'm pretty sure that he said that for the inside of the US he might be able to send a physical book, but for everybody else it would be a digital book. So just to let you know that too, whoever wins, we can talk about what sort of format you want to get it in anyway. He did look eventually, Tamara, and he's really impressed, and he couldn't wait to do a colour along and also give away a few books to you guys as well. So it's pretty exciting. I love getting new artists and introducing you guys to artists that you may not have seen. Some of you may have seen him, and that's great, and some of you might not. So here we are. Hi Dawn, thanks for joining. No worries, you're not late. We haven't started yet. We've still got a couple of minutes. Just chatting at the moment. Got it, Caroline, thank you. Awesome. Hi Star, thanks for coming in. Kimberly. Seeing new bubbies is always good. Yes, Handsome Hunks. Now, I actually have a freebie image of that, which I'll post after today's live stream, which is a preview from his Handsome Hunks book. So I'll post that up in the group later on as well. Yeah, well, hopefully it'll be out and ready by the time we do some streams in December, so we can do a flip through and things like that for that one as well. Yes, lots of men, lots of six packs. Today, yes, I'm going to colour the whole picture. So that's the reason I'm using Copic markers. When we just do the 1 week of a stream for a colour along, I usually do use markers because they're a lot quicker to use, and we can get it done in a whole stream. So yeah, Loretta, you're right. Not many do males. You're right. I do. Christine Caran has a few male fairies, which I really like. And yeah, this one he's going to be doing a whole book. He also has a colouring book for men as well, which has got obviously women in it. So hi Rebecca, hi Elaine. A Chippendales book. Loretta, you guys are funny. Oh dear. A Chippendale book. So would that be anything like a Magic Mike book or Loretta? Elaine, are you talking about the new book? They're drawings, line art drawings like this. We'll be doing, as I said, if you've just come in, we'll be doing a full 4-week colour along in December with Nathaniel Wake's book. I'm going to be doing an image from the Fairy Life colouring book. There's a beautiful image in there that I want to do. So, yeah, we'll have a freebie for that in the group too. You guys are funny. Yeah, Elaine, it is line art images. So I'll post an example of that up in the group later on today after this stream, and you can have a look at it. So Nathaniel Wake has his books are only available on Amazon in physical form. You do get a copy of the PDF version when you do buy a book from Amazon, so just to let you know that. I've got some links here, I'll pop them up. I've got Amazon US and Amazon AU. I will be giving away a copy of the book, so we'll do a lotto draw thing again, if we can herd everyone together for that. If we've got anyone new and who hasn't done it, we might have to explain it to those people, which we'll get to later on. So I'll do it about halfway through the image, just so that we can get a lot of this done before we go and have a little bit of fun in between. So yeah, I'm actually struggling with my voice at the moment, so if you notice I'm a little bit crackly or a little bit nasally, I'm not sure what's going on. I think it's just the dry weather or dry throat, one or the other. Elaine, I'm not sure. I'll have to find out for you. Herding cats. Yeah, I'll ask for you, Elaine, and I'll let you know. So Nathaniel Wake has a couple of different Instagram Facebook page. He's also got a group. I'll pop some of those links up now. I actually didn't grab the Instagram one, but he has got Instagram as well. Just popping up these links, and when I do this it doesn't put spaces in between things, so hopefully they work for you. Yeah, I'll ask for you, Elaine, and let you know. Yeah, chocolate chip muffins, awesome. I hope I don't get donuts brought back for me today. No, he's out working today, so if you're new and you've just come in and you want to know how to get the image, it's in my group. I'll pop that up. It's in the albums. Now, also, just before we start, next week we're starting our new 4-week Coloralong. So I've just today added the event in the group, so make sure you go check that out as well and click that you're going so you get notifications when I upload the image and things like that as well. So that's already up in the group. Excuse me. And yeah, I haven't put any of the details or the image in yet, but I've started the event there for you so that I could tell you about it today and send you over that way. You want my autograph? Thanks, Tamara. So next week we're starting our 4-week Coloralong, which will be with Michelle Tracy. We're doing a grayscale image. And I'm thinking I've decided we're going to be doing Polychromos because we did Prismacolor in the last Coloralong event, so we're swapping back over to Prismacolor again. So yeah, that's exciting. We'll have a play with that one, and I'll post the image up there for that one on Monday in the event, so make sure you pop along and join the event there so you get that. Sounds like party time at Tamara's house. It does, doesn't it? Hi, Helen. Thanks for joining. The link works fine. Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, we'll be giving away a copy of Nathaniel Wake's book, Dragon Life, today. So we'll do that later on. Yeah, I like Polly's. Polly's are good. Much for the muchness, really. They're all very similar. But yeah. So today I'm going to attempt to do a nice red dragon with some green wings, a bit of yellow in there. I'm going to do some, I don't know, blue and peach background, some trees and in green, and we're going to do some greeny turquoise water in here. And yeah, I hope he comes out alright. I've just sort of looked at it and gone, okay, this is what I want to do. So yeah, hopefully it comes out alright. Yeah, probably not. Alright guys, so just before I start, is there any questions you guys want to yell out? Also too, while I'm actually colouring, if you can put your caps locks on and type in that so I can see if you want to actually talk to me, so I can answer your question and can see them quite clearly there. When we're going through, sometimes the chat goes pretty quick, so I might miss it otherwise, unless the admins point it out to me as well. But yeah, so hopefully we can I can see those and answer them for you as well. Hi Jennifer, thanks for dropping in. Yeah, thanks Linda. I was not born with them in my hand. I do love them though. I'm just going to set a few out because I've got a big pile of them here. So a few other little extra things that I've added. I've got a white gel pen, my white pencil in case I need it, black pencil. But I'm thinking we're probably pretty much just going to be using the colours today. I may use a tiny little bit of white in the water maybe. I made a trip to the art shop yesterday and had to buy about 10 refill bottles because all of the colours that I wanted to use were running out. So it was a quick trip and desperate needs. I feel like I've always got Copic refills on my list though. There's always something that I end up running out of, so we're slowly building up our store. No, it was a last minute thing, and my daughter ended up driving us there. She needed some hours for driving, so we popped over there really quick. Caroline, I've been doing streaming. I've just passed my year anniversary, so I started in August last year, I think it was, so on YouTube, and I've been colouring for quite some time. Pam, do I colour every day? Most days I do something. If I'm not colouring, I'm doing something arty or crafty. So I'm either doing diamond paintings, paint by numbers, or watercolours, and obviously colouring as well. But yeah, most days. Oh, okay, Tamara, we can't get those markers here, so I'm just reading the comments to make sure I got all those questions. You have a confession to make. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks, Elaine. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Helen, I did do on Patreon. I did record myself using the watercolor inks, Ecoline watercolor inks on a grayscale image actually by Julia Sperry. So pop over and check it out. It's a raw video. There's a couple of little comments and I pop the colours up on the screen and things for you, but you can have a watch of that too. I've got also a video of me colouring in an image from Linda Ravencroft's book in watercolour, but I just haven't had a chance to put it all together. It's a little bit raw and rough as well. But it will come out at some stage. Yes, hi Shadow. If you're wondering what that meow was, that was my Bengal cat. She's in the background. So she's very, very cute. If you want to check her out, she's on Instagram as well. For new people, make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell and you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. I'm going to try that there's a new function on YouTube where you can do a premiere video. So I'm going to do that next week for our monthly mix of all of our colorists in October. So I'll do one of those new premiere videos, so I'll be there to have a chat with you and watch the video at the same time. So that should be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Elaine, what do you mean matching Copics is hard? You frozen? Oh no, don't freeze. I'm still here. Alright, just getting comfortable in my squeaky chair and I think we'll probably get started. Bumpy camera and, you know. For the giveaway today, we'll be doing a lotto draw. So we'll explain those rules a little bit later on in the video, and we'll have a number draw. Linda's here. Hi Opal, I didn't see you before. Welcome newcomers. If I've missed you, hello, thank you for coming in. And we're going to start. So I think we might start on the actual dragon and we'll do the background around him. Yes, Shadow, we are. She always thinks we're talking to her. So we're going to do a red and orange and yellow dragon, I think. And I kind of want him to have a little bit of an aura around him. If you haven't got Copic markers, also posted in my group and in the description below actually is a link to my Google Drive, and I've popped the color list in there, so if you want to check out the Dropbox, you get shadows being really weird right now. You can check that out, and I've converted it to Prismacolors, Polychromos, Black Widows, and Pablo, Caran-Pablo pencils. And if anyone wants me to, I completely forgot to do it earlier, but I can post up my Prismacolor color swatch chart thing if you want to match colors, if you don't have any of those brands either. I try to do that for you guys because I know that not everyone has markers. Unfortunately, I haven't done any conversion to chameleons yet, but I do have the whole set now, so I could do a conversion to that later on. And I don't have any other brands of markers, so it's the reason why I don't have a comparison to other markers as well. So yeah, so we won't do, that's why I don't do a conversion to other markers, because I don't have them to be able to match colors. So today I'm starting with Y04. I think it's called Acacia. And I'm just going to go around the outside parts of the dragon in this. So just laying a line of colour just in and around those sections that are on the outside of the dragon, giving him a little bit of a glow. So just like that. I can have your touch 5. What are they? Oh, are they the starts with S. Starts with S. I can't remember them, but yep. Oh, question. Has anyone heard of an uncopic markers? What? No. What are they? Cheryl, what's an uncopic marker? I don't know what they are. Japanese. Yeah, it starts with an S, I think. Spectrum Nor. I'd love to try them, but I don't have them either. I've got some Touch New markers, but most of them have already dried up, so I can't even do colour matches to those. But Touch New aren't Touch 5, they're different. Touch 5 are actually the brand of marker, and then the Touch New are the real ones, are the fake ones. Is that right? Have I got that right? Did I say that around the right way? So Touch 5 are the Japanese version, and I think no. I don't know. I'm lost. And who said Touch New? So Touch New are the cheaper brands and Touch 5 are the real brands. Yeah, got it? Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, there's lots of cheaper brands on Wish and eBay and things like that. I've printed this on Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 80-pound paper too today, and I'll just show you here. You can see my marker's kind of black. It does slightly pick up some of the ink off the page, but it doesn't actually affect the marker. It doesn't bring out a black line, so you can see that it's still just pure ink. It's just stained the tip, the felt tip. So just going around all of those edges and filling in a little bit of yellow. Oh, I thought that was part of him then, but that's a tree. The Japanese have 2 sets of 72s. What colour have I started with? Oh, sorry, I've moved it out of the screen. That's Y04. Alright, back on there. I should have probably refilled these. I brought the refills, but I didn't actually refill them. Should have probably done that already. Oh, that's what I was going to ask. The touch ones, do they have refills or are they just the marker? Oh, just while I'm thinking about something just popped into my head, I just wanted to thank Sammy, Colour and Chat with Sammy. She gave me a shout out last night, and yeah, thank you. It was great, and I love her colouring. But it was really nice to hear my name yelled it out, shouted out. So I'm just sort of laying down a layer in most of the edge parts of him at the moment. Some of that we're going to go back over again, but I just like to put it on so it's there, and it helps me as a guide to where I'm going to put the other colours as well. And I'm going to have to refill this one. Brand new, haven't opened it yet. No snaps on this one. Just some squeaky noises. When they're getting low. Squeak, squeak, squeak. They're talking to me. Okay. So the refill, if you want to have a look there, it's just a dropper, and I just use the drip because I'm a drip method into the marker. Make sure you have both lids off while you do it to help the ink draw through. Ah, that's much better. I was kind of struggling to get the ink down there. It was not coming out. I can do the next one. I've got a couple that need refilling today, so I can. I just need to move the image out the way. The camera's quite low, so sometimes I don't think I have enough room underneath it. That's my only problem. To make sure I have that straight and don't drip it anywhere. Just going around the wings as well. So that is wing all in the background there. What else have I got? Let's go down and do the feet. Yeah, I think we'll go down here now. Hi, Katrina. The Copic nibs don't break down at all. They flatten out and they become distorted, but they don't actually break apart or fall off. Which is kind of good, because then it's not going on your work. I actually got a cheap brand micro pen, and it's a brush marker, and the actual brush nib is falling to bits, so I know what you mean. Just going over the areas that I ran out of ink in and just deepening that up a little bit. So it's gone down nicely. Okay, I think that will do us. So I'm going to start with R59. Hi Alicia. Watercolor pencils are awesome. Who else has come in? Let me just check. Gosh, guys. What color is that? Okay, I think I'm good. Oh, Matisha. So this is R59. It's got a bit of ink on there, so I can't see it very well, but now I want to go into all of the shadow areas of the dragon, so I'm going to use the lines that Nathaniel's already drawn in. I'm going to use that as a guide to my shadows. So I'll start with perhaps a tail here. I'm going to use this, can't see properly, hang on, back on. Just going to go around these black lines down here. Just going in and around those. I'll use those as a bit of an indentation into the tail, and then I'm also going to do these little ones here. As I said, I'm going over that yellow a little bit, but I want to lay it down so that I could leave a little bit of highlight there. Let's put a little bit on the top of the back here. I decided not to do the individual scales because I think it would take too long for us to do, so we're just going to fill them in today. In all honesty, they don't need to be filled out individually. I think we can get just as good a look without doing that. I'm just going to go up into these sections here as well. So with your pencils, if you're using pencils, just use light pressure to start with before going directly in with heavy pressure, so you can blend out the colours into each other. I'm going to go on here, on the front there, underneath the belly of the beast. Not sure what that is. It might be a little bit of a webbing section there, same as the wings. So we might do that the same colour as the underbelly. Hi Regal. I'm just having another drink. Alright, I'm going to just follow along those lines still. So I'm just having a look at the moment through and going over all of those already drawn in lines. And then we'll come back in and put in places where it wasn't, where there should be a shadow. Alright, so I'm going to put in some shadows around the head. So I'm just lining that out. I'm making sure that I don't go over all of the yellow in these areas either, because I want to keep that as the highlight. Okay, we're going to need a bit of a shadow under here. There's already one marked out there. Just in the claws again. So it did underneath in the bottom of the claws where the claw would be sitting on the sort of ground area. I've made that darker. And behind the tail here. Okay, what I'm going to do now is fill in a little bit of contour shadow as well. So I'm going to bring these sections in here. I'm just flicking out. As I said, I'm just leaving the very edge yellow. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I've just laid my marker on the side a bit and I'm just flicking out. Okay, and just doing the foot down here a little bit as well. Also the tail, I'm just going to do a line around there. We're not going to see a lot of the yellow on that bit, but that's okay. Okay, and then in the back I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to bring that out so that the next colour will blend over. I'm just flicking it out. Makes that line a little bit softer. Go down on this arm too, so just going down and then flicking on my side, or feathering, I don't know, what do you call it, pushing down the nib. Color markers, are they by I saw them the other day on something. I can't remember what I was looking at, but they got gel pens and things like that as well. Got the back leg. So we've created these little areas now, and we're going to build in the areas with the lighter colours. His head first, I'm just going to go down the middle of the face there and just up in that direction there. I'm going to do this bottom level and through the middle there, just under there, and this side will do the same through the middle, going around the little things on the head here, creating a little bit of shadow in those areas. I think we need some in here too. Just down the middle of that line will do. Got these feet over here as well. Make sure I pop those in. I kind of feel like I'm chasing my tail here. Getting these details in. I think I want to make these orange, so I won't fill that in too much. A little bit of a shadow behind these horns that are sticking out there too. I'm thinking I might make this section here maybe green with the belly and the wings. You could do anything you want in those sections though, like you don't have to do the same as what I've done. It's hard to see under the camera here. Just adding a tiny little bit of the red because I want most of this to be orange, but I'll just do the middle section, sort of middle bottom sections there, so that there's a bit of colour in there as well. Just here. Ah, have you? Where do you get the Colorette stuff from? I've never actually seen it anywhere here in Australia, but if you've got it all, then must be available. See, we can't shop at Amazon here. Turbo. Hi. This is a Neenah Classic Crest, or you could use Express It blending card or some sort of digital paper that's quite thick. This one's a 80 or 216 GSM, I think it is, so it's quite thick. There is another version of the solar white paper which is 110 pound, I think, which is a lot thicker, but I just use this one. Now I've got some R46, and I'm just going to go in and basically I'm going to go over the top of that dark colour that I've already done, and I'm just going to flick out or use the side of my marker to just blend out that previous colour. So I'm going over the top of the colour and where the line, oh look, this one needs refilling. Okay, let me just put this away and I'll do that one on camera. This one I have used, so it's already open. Just going to move my image out the way. You can use tweezers, but I don't want to spend time on tweezers, so I'm just going to pull the chisel tip out. Look, it just makes a mess. So I've got the lid off both ends, and I've got my refill bottle, and all I'm doing is I'm just going to line it up first so I don't drip it anyway. I'm just going to drip 10 to 12 drops. In there, and then I'm just going to pop the nib back in there. Messy. If I had the tweezers it wouldn't be messy, but that means more fiddling around. So the reason that I don't do it over my work is because you can see I've already dripped some there. So just going to put a few drops of colourless blender on a cotton pad, and I'm just going to use it to wipe my fingers off because it is messy and it'll stain. So, we did find out actually on the weekend that hand sanitizer works really well for this too. Alright, that's a bit better. Let's come back to this. Mess made. Alright, going back. Going over the top of the previous colour and just flicking out. Oh, squeakier. I don't know why it's squeakier now. Normally it's the other way around. That's okay. So I'm just dragging this colour in slowly to build up little shapes and places that we can put highlights in. Okay. What's a turbo? What are you talking about now? I've missed something here. Did you? Pam, I already did it. It's alright. Don't worry. I know there's a couple more that need refilling. There'll be more. I think I brought 9 refill bottles, so I'm pretty sure there's at least 7 colours here that need refilling. I'm just gently flicking out here. I'm going to use orange mainly in that top rib section there. I want to put a little bit of red in these little flaming parts up here. I don't know what they're called, but we'll call them flaming bits. What are we talking about now? Arteza? Is that how you say it? Oh no, Pam, I'm so sorry. It's telling me I have good health, so my internet's not sick. Okay, I think I'm about done. Down here. Oh no, I went out the lines. Boo-hoo. Something on my paper. Just going to go around the eyes with this as well. It's kind of like a pinky red, this colour. I like it. So I filled in a lot of the detail here in the mouth. I'll do the tongue a light pink colour. Oh, thanks, Rebecca. What's wrong? What are we getting? Oh, you're talking about the other pens now? I don't know about them, so I'll just stay out of that bit. I've got what have I got now? I don't know what I've got now. Let's do... I want to put it, I think I need a little bit more red, so I'm going to use R17, which is kind of, did I put that on the list? I don't even know. But I just want to put a tiny little bit of the orangey red colour in there, just to transition off to that orange colour. So sorry if I didn't put it in the list. That happens sometimes. I'll look at it and then think, I think it needs more, and yeah, sorry. I'm using R17. Just adding a little bit of the orange tone into the red there. I'm not coming too far out, I'm just sort of flicking out a little way from the... This is kind of like a cadmium red, I think, is the colour I'm using. I think that's a little better. I think the colour's a little better now. I'm happy to blend in some orange now. go, dragon. You're looking awesome already. Alright, how are we looking? Looks like I'm at super speed. No, I'm definitely not. Oh, look, I'm just going to do down into his foot here. I missed that. Actually, that needs to be the R46 first. I missed it at the start. Did I do the others? Alright, that's better. Now I'm kind of being a bit rough here, and the next layer I put in, I'm going to try to be a little bit neater around those very edge parts where the yellow is. And then we'll come back in and we'll just put a little bit more yellow on just to neaten it up a little bit. Okay, so I've got some YR04. And we're going to go into all of these highlight areas now. So I'm going to kind of flick in from the dark out into the light. I want to soften off those lines where we put in that other colour. Make sure they're blended out. So just going over those lines. And you can see now, squeaky. Just going to neaten up the edges around where the yellow is. And this side. Got a little bit on my tree there. Can we see that there? Sorry, I just went off the screen a bit there. Hi Sylvie. Just doing the claws in the orange colour. Keep them nice and bright. And I've left a little bit of yellow on the very edge of those two. Tail. And you blend off a lot of the yellow on the very inside edge. I'm just sort of flicking over that, making sure I go over a couple of times to smudge in that line so it blends off nicely. Sorry Laurie, I'm using Y04. I probably am going a little bit fast. How about I slow down and read some comments? I find working fast therapeutic. It feels like you're getting out your aggression. Like, not that I have a lot, but there we go. Starting to take nice shape now. I'm going over the dark colours as well with this, just to make sure colours blended nice and smooth. Hi Christine, thanks for dropping in. Why have so many colours? Oh, touch, I get it. Because yeah, because there's fake ones and real ones, that's why. Most touch new, I think, is the... But because it's because they're a takeoff or a knockoff brand, that's why. It's hard when there's busyness going on around you to colour along. Obviously you can watch it back later and slow down the speed, just don't leave the voice on because I think it sounds terrible. In slow speed. Reminds me of that movie Epic. He hurt my elbow. Anyway. Talking to myself. Just using circular motions in these larger areas to get that colour down quickly. The good thing about already having those darker colours down is that you can't see any of the Copic, any of the actual streaky lines that I may be making with those circular motions, because we've already filled the ink in there. Slow talking is creepy. It is. Reminds me of the Zootopia sloth, where it's just so slow. I'm bringing the orange up through into these little flamey bits here as well now. So coming up into them. I'm going to go back in with the yellow and just deepen that up. Or smooth that out a bit more and deepen it up in a moment. It's Christine. Hello, her name's Christine. On the front paw it is, thank you. Thank you very much. I would have found it when I was doing the rocks. Later. A few hours later. I'm going to give him green eyes. Possibly the same colour as the water, because I'm going to make them like a reflection in the water. Blue-green. Horns. Hi, May. Oh, wow, that's late. Well, thank you for dropping in and saying hi. He looks so cool. It's on Amazon, Christine. I'm giving away a book today. We'll be doing a giveaway shortly. We'll do a lotto draw for a copy. Took me a long time to decide what dragon to do, actually, because they're all pretty cool. I really like them, and I'll show you the flip through of it in a minute, and you guys can decide for yourselves. I did struggle to decide which book because I really like both this one and the second one. I think I'm done. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty good. We're just going to do the underbelly sections with green, and yeah, I like that. Hi Barbara, thanks for dropping in. I'm having another drink break here. Totally awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks so much. We're gonna add some green. I'm gonna use some yellow greens because I don't know. I just decided I'm gonna use yellow greens. So let's see. Let's use, I got no idea. What colours did I put down? First of all, I've got the tongue. I'll just do that quickly. I'm going to use R43 for that. It's got a pink tongue. And what greens did I put down? I think I was thinking some YG colours. Excuse me. Alright, now first of all, when I first decided what I was going to do, I was just going to do the blue greens, but I decided to do a little bit more of a bright green in it as well. Just give me a sec, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to find my colour list. It's here somewhere. Thanks, Lo. We go through those ugly duckling stages, and it looks kind of strange to start with. I've got a little bit of Y17, which I will use for the... No, I want to use Y04 and Y17. So Y17 first. I'm just going to do a really nice thin line between the really bright orange and then the yellow. So just softening those off a bit, just so that they're not quite so distinct. So Y17's a dark sort of orange yellow. You don't have to do this if you're using pencils, you probably won't need to. But I just wanted to neaten up those areas. And I'm just hoping it will just help blend it into the yellow a little bit more. And I think it is. It's doing a great job. Some areas I probably don't need to go in because they're already covered up by the red. But especially on these top little fin things, I want them nice and neat. So just going over those. So we're going to make the background like an orangey peach colour, so this should hopefully go nicely in with these colours. So hopefully, you know, haven't tried it yet, but... Okay, I've got the Y04 again, and I'm just going to go in and redo all of those yellow sections now on the very edges, just making sure they're nice and bright. redo, redo. I've made sure all of the white paper is now covered with a colour. I've gone on into all the little gaps and things like that and made sure it's all filled in. Nice and neat. Alright, I'm just going to put that away and the reds away because I won't be using them again. Alright, I'm going to start with YG17 first. Thank you, Christine. Who I missed? Hi, new people that are coming in. Oh, telemarketer, just hang up. That's what I do. Oh, I forgot the wings. Y17, I know I didn't put that away for a reason. I'm going to fill out the wing area as well. So just going around, I want the yellow to still shine, the bright yellow to shine through. But just around these bony sections here, I just want to add a little bit of yellow in there as well. Dark yellow. It is already yellow. I missed the top of this side. Is that bad that I just hang up? I just want to do these claw pieces here with a little bit of YR04 to put a little bit of depth in them. Alright, I need that yellow. Where did it go? Just on that top line there, I missed it. I don't get telemarketers anymore. We don't really have a home phone, so it's always flat. So don't ever try to ring me like that. Alright, I've got YG17. I'm just going to go in and do some shadow areas. Going around all of these little fire pieces here. I'm just going to put a few lines in. Making sure I leave that yellow section so that it stays nice and bright. Just flicking out little lines out. Soften it off a little bit. Alright, and here there's like a bony piece, so we make sure we're gonna make sure this looks indented. Make sure it looks like it's grooved. Just in there like that. Nice and dark. And then on the opposite side of it as well. Having a bit of trouble talking today, aren't I? And then up underneath this part. So they look like they're sitting forward more. And that this section is sitting back more. Tiny little bit there on the edge as well. Okay, I want to line out all of the lines as well, so just coming back down these. Sort of joining onto there. And this one I want to do underneath the line and above it as well. And then that one above. And then we want to move to this side, doing underneath the bony section. We're going to come back in with a deeper green in a moment and add some more green in there, but for now, I'm going to do under the belly as well, just with a tiny bit of this in the darker shadow sections first. So I'm just following on along the lines that were already in there as a guide for where I'm going to put my shadows. And I've picked the left side of the lines in this bit here to add in some depth. What have we done? I didn't see that. I'm sorry, you've had something happen there, Linda. I'm going to go down a level to YG25, and I'm going to just add a little bit more of this in. I'm blending out these darker areas so they look like a nice smooth transition between the colours. Tiny little bit in there. I'm glad I don't get calls. Sounds like awesome issues there. Just going to bring that line down here a bit further. Kind of join them in together. This is Dragon Life 1. I'll do a flip through of it in a sec. I'll just finish off the dragon part of it, and then we'll do the flip through, and we'll come back and do the giveaway, and then we'll finish off the background area. Sound okay? Just gonna lay in that YG17 just on the edge of this wing because it's overlapping the other one. I want a little bit of a shadow in there. At the moment these are all very, very similar in colour. But I'm going to put a little bit more of a darker green over the top in a moment. YG13, and I'm going to fill out the rest of the area with this one. Just flicking that in. I love this paper because it doesn't matter how rough you are, it tends to just sort of soften off. The lines soften off really nicely. Much easier to blend when that happens. I'm not sure how I got red up there. It must have flicked up when I was doing the refill. I'm just going to cut it off short. I'll probably crop the image to show it anyway, but I'll crop it off the very edge there so you can't see all the bits that end up going on the outside of it. You could put the image into a Word document and put a border around it if you wanted to have a border. Sometimes the border's easy, it gives you that stopping point, but I'm not too stressed. Alright. So now I want to add a little bit of a brighter green in there. I'm going to use some, I'm just going to leave this for now and come back to that. I'm going to use some YG09 into all of these shadow areas. I love doing layers. Creates more depth. Putting this green in there now. Slightly brighter. Just coming into all of the shadow areas. Oh, there goes my voice again. Need more drink. Okay, and then I've just got a little bit of YG06 and I'm just going to go and soften that off a little bit so it's not quite so dark. I don't know, it just kind of brightened up the green a little bit, gave it a little bit more depth. It's going to be a little bit harder for you to do that effect with the pencils, but just sort of work around that. You might just want to go with these colours in those shadow areas and leave out the first two that I used. I'm not even sure if I listed these ones, did I? This one's empty. I'm not doing very well. I might get through. No, I'm going to need to refill this one. So Pam, can you now see? Have you got internet back? Because I'll refill this one. It's definitely running out. Hi Penny. Alright, I'm going to move my picture out of the way because, as I said, I don't want it to drip on me. Ah, it's rolling off. Hang on. That's the only bad thing about the chow, is that they roll off the bench. So I've got my ink and I've got my marker. I'm just going to line it up first so I can get it in the right spot, and I'm just going to drip 10 to 12 drops in there, and you can see I've already flicked it there. And just popping a little bit of overload there, and then popping the cap back on. Pretty easy. You can have tweezers to do that if you want. So going back in with this now, and just neatening up that line around the very edge, and just sort of softening off that darker line that we just did. And if you've still got a little bit of a line and you want to get rid of that, just go back in with the YG13 again and just soften that off again. Obviously, if you're using pencils, as I said, you're not going to have the same, you're not going to need to do the same thing to get a similar effect. Depends on what paper you're using and what pencils you're using as well. Okay, I'm pretty happy with those wings. I think they look good. I think I'm going to put a tiny little bit of yellow into those highlight sections of it, just to bring some of that background through. So, what did we use? Y04. I'm just going to come in and just lightly lay that in the highlight areas. Going back underneath there. I'm just kind of flicking it across. I'm being quite messy here. Okay, I'm happy with that. Just a tiny little bit of red in that one. Here we go. Okay, now the bottom ones I'm going to do YG06 from over the top of what's already there. And I'm just going to fill the rest in with the Y04. So the yellow again, just coming in there. Okay, that's good. I like that. Really fast then, sorry guys. I'm not sure what this bit is here. I'm thinking I might need to colour that. I'm just going to go in with a bit of red just to colour over it. I'm not sure, it doesn't sit sort of right anywhere. It could be a part of some ribbing or something at the back there, but I'll just darken it off. How's that dragon look? He looks pretty awesome, doesn't he? You know if you filled up too much because it drips out the other end and you'll get a big pile of ink on there. So that's why I always do it not over my image work, because it will ruin it. And yeah, oh, eyes, guys, eyes. Let's use YG06. Just in there. Look at those eyes. I'm going to use a white gel pen and just put a couple of spots on there. Oh, I've got a jelly roll. Let's use a jelly roll. This is a Sakura one. I'm just putting a couple of little spots in the eye there. And around the outside of the eye. You could also put a bit of a highlight spot on your wings up here. I'm just going to do a bit of a line. These are going to fade off anyway because the colour will come through the ink. But it just helps to show a little bit of shininess. Alright, now I am going to put on the flip through of Dragon Life for you. After that, we'll go through the rules of the giveaway, the lotto part of it, and then we'll do the giveaway and we'll finish off the rest of the image. So there is music to this one, so if you don't like the music, turn it down. I'm just going to pop it on now, guys. So guys, that was it. Lots of awesome comments there. It's a great book. So we're going to be giving away a copy today. So I think we need some rules. Do we need rules? So for the next couple of minutes, if you guys can refrain from commenting in the chat, that would be great, because we're going to go through the rules of the giveaway, or how to enter it, and I don't want you guys to miss out. So my first thing I just want to say is make sure that you are on live chat and not top chat. Linda's going to be writing out the instructions in the chat box, so don't talk while she's popping that up. So I'll read them out as she flips them up there. There might be a bit of a delay between me saying these and her writing them. So, sorry. So the first rule is choose a number between 1 and 100. The closest number without going over wins that number. Or wins the prize, I should say. No numbers before I say go. I will physically write the words go in the chat box because there is a bit of a delay. It's better if I actually physically write it for you. So once I say go, no, you pop down your number between 1 and 100. The first person to write that number wins that number. So if somebody puts a 13 at the top of the chat and then you put one further down, obviously the one that was called first is the one that wins that number. Once I've said stop, still no chatting, I'm going to do a random number thing here. So I will change this. This is not the number, this was automatically generated already, but I'm going to put in that. So we'll do, once we've finished, I'll do the random generate, I'll push generate. So this number doesn't count, just so you know. I couldn't get the random number, random.org to work this morning, so I'm using this one. So I'm just going to read those out again. Choose one number between 1 and 100. The first person to call the number gets the number. No talking during the giveaway section. The closest number without going over that number wins the giveaway. No numbers before I say go, and once I've said stop, there is no numbers either. And yeah, the reason we don't do the talking in the chat is just so that we can see those numbers. My biggest thing is make sure that your chat is on live chat. If you can't see the chat, there is a chat box underneath the video. Click that and the chat should come up on the side of the video or underneath it if you're on your mobile device. And make sure that you physically click on live chat. Also too, on the little screen where you're actually seeing the picture, when you go to pause it, when that little sort of thing pops up, there's actually a little tiny live written there, and there should be a red dot next to that to say it's actually physically live. Otherwise you could be behind as well. Alright, so I'm just going to leave this off here for a sec. And does everybody understand that? I'd really love some readies going through. So if everyone could write ready so I can see everybody's understanding. Awesome, guys. That's how we want the numbers to come up. So thank you so much for doing that. Alrighty. Let's do it. I'm just going to keep colouring here. I'm using some E55. I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes. For those just coming in, make sure you read the chat box. Have your chat on top chat. Couple more minutes, or one more minute. I'm not really timing, I'm just giving a little bit of time for people to have a think. Guys, don't worry if somebody's got your the number. It's up to that individual person to either retract their message, or if they've missed it, that's just too bad. The first one called wins. Don't need to tell people, doesn't matter. They call it as well. It's the first person who called it that wins it. And the reason for that is because if you're not on live chat and you're on top chat, you may not have been first. So just you'll have to wait and see. All right, guys. We are done. Alright, so no talking while I do the draw. I'm just, as I said, this is not the number. I'm going to generate it now. No, I'm not, because it just died. Where is it? There it is. So I'm ready to push generate. So number 96 is the number. Okay, so we'll just have a look through the chat and see who got 96 or who got closest to without going over it. Not many numbers over it anyway, but who was the closest? Helen went over. I'm just looking through now and it looks like it might be Loretta. Is it Loretta? That's what I thought, yeah. Oh my god. Well done, Loretta. Congratulations. So I'll contact you, Dal, and we'll have a chat and see what we're going to do with that, and I'll let you know what we have, how we go about that. Brilliant job. So I'm just going to keep going on this, guys. I was using E55 for the ground. Congratulations. Very, very cool. So I'm just going into the background here behind, doing all the dirt sections for now. Just filling them all in. It's so exciting. Just going to make those rocks a different colour, so I'm just missing the rocks there. Oh, that's so good to hear. No, sorry, Lo. No worries, Laurie. Laurie. It didn't quite come out right then. Now, I think behind here is a little bit of blank space, but I'm just going to go up a little bit further. I think it's just a part of the background that just didn't get connected, and that's okay. I'll come in with a bit of green that we're going to use in the leaves in a moment and just add a little bit of that in as well. So I've just gone around all of the rock area with this colour. We're going to use some some G, my bad. I couldn't see a number for Matisse either. I just had a quick look. No, I can't see anything there. Hi Kenny, thanks for joining. Herding cats is easier. All you need with cats is food. I've got G21 and I'm just going to fill that in just here in the background a bit. We're just going to make it some blurry background there. I'm going to put this in all of the grassy areas. And I'm just going to go shade it in for now. We're going to come back in with some of the sky colours in here as well and just sort of spread them around a bit. We're going to have like a rough looking background. Sorry to those that are really neat. You probably hate watching me do markers. Because I'm so messy. I'm going to do all the trees and leaves and things this colour as well. I'm just going to leave the tree trunks at this stage, but just doing all the stuff on the ground in that G21. Locked out of chat, Kenny? Why? Oh, I don't know why that is. I had, I was in somebody else's live stream not long ago and the chat was playing up. They'd been logged out or something. I think it might have been you, Lo. Was that you? Anyway, that's no good. I'm sorry to hear that. Just shading in. Thanks, Christine. Yeah, I'm a messy girl. I love it messy. I think I've got a sanguine personality type at times, and I just tend to be, yeah, just a bit rough. Fun and free. Just left the little flower there. I'll put a little bit of colour in there in a minute. on this side. Okay, I think I've got all the grassy areas. Okay, Kenny. It's YouTube? Yeah, they've been playing up. I think Glow was having issues the other day. Get her way. Get her done way. For sure. Alright, so I've done the greenery. I want to add in some rocks. So I've got some W3 and W5, which is warm grey 3 and warm grey 5. So I'm just going to colour all of the rocks with W3 first. So we're just laying down a base layer. Nope. Night, Rebecca. Inktense. Well, as soon as I saw that witch, I knew that I wanted to use the chameleons on that to have a go at it. I could envision that green hat in my mind. I'm just using W3 and I'm just going in over all of the rocks at the moment. Oh, you're having trouble with the actual, what do they call them? Gosh, Explorer. I don't even know what it's called. One big rock here at the front. Browser, that's what it's called, yeah. It came into my head. Thanks, Loretta. Alright, I think I've got all the rocks. There's a few underneath this tree here. I'm going to use some W5 for the shading in the rocks. Chrome browser, yes. Got W5, and I'm just going to go into some of the shadow areas. I think I'm kind of doing a morning, I don't know, afternoon sky in the background, so I'm just going to put the shadow at the front section here. These rocks. That was my finger squeaking away on the things. I'm just going to put a little bit of a shadow under his claw there as well. Shadow under his claw. Shadow under the claw on this side. Can't see me. Disappearing. I use Chrome. I don't have any trouble with Chrome. I used to use Firefox all the time, but I had issues with pop-ups all the time with Firefox. I couldn't stop them crap coming through. Forgot one down the bottom here. Not a lot of detail in there. I'm just going to put a couple of dabs in these. Some of these sections here look like they might be rocks, but they're kind of further back. Just a couple of dots in there. This back one up here, I haven't put a shadow in there yet. Alright. Oh, underneath this tree there's a couple of shadowed rocks. I think I need to put a little bit of shadow in underneath his paw there as well. Okay. Now I'm going to use... Should we do the background, or should we... I think we should just finish the foreground first. So we'll do some water. I've put in some BG colours. I've done a couple of little things with water in it recently, but I'm going to use some B00. Oh wow, no, we don't have Jones here. That's really cheap though. I'm just going to go in over all of the water and add in the B00 first. So doing a base layer. I'm just going to draw my own border here. Oh look, here's one that's running out. Look how soft that is. I can't get hardly anything out of that now. Okay, I'm going to just fill up another one now. Otherwise we're not going to get much out of this one. Just dripping again. Okay, and done. Try that again. Oh, that's better. Had little to no colour coming out a second ago. Okay, now I'm going to use a bit of BG09, which is here. Did I put that on the list? I always stress that I haven't done all the colours on the list. Why? I don't know. I guess because I'm making them up, like thinking what colours I would use, I just worry that I'll end up using something else. I did. BG09. Awesome. Now, I'm kind of going to be a little bit more careful here in where I place this colour, because I want to create a little bit of shadow in there. We want to create a shadow around his mouth. So I'm just drawing that in. It's on the list. Bye, Nick. Okay, going around the shadow areas of the rocks. This is a really dark colour, so I'm kind of just dabbing on. I'm going to go around this section here and just sort of bring it around that ring. And this one on the outside here as well. They're kind of like a ripple in the water, so I'm going to try to follow along the ripple here. On the inside edge of the ripple towards the dragon more. I'm actually going to put dark water in there and there, a bit of shadow. I think we need to add maybe a tiny little bit in this section here. But I'm doing like the thinnest line, hardly any pressure on the marker there. I'm going to come in the middle of this sort of swirl and fill that area in. And I'm going to come on this edge of this one. I think that will do us for shadow area. I'm going to come on the front of that a little bit as well, I think, so we can drag that colour down into the next one. I have BG45. Bye, Dawn. Hi, Grammy. Hi, Pam, sorry. It's alright, I got it. How many have we got left? We've got a few left still. I'm getting through now. I think we're close to finishing up. I've just got to do the sky and the trees and that now, but I'm using BG45 next, and I'm just going to go around those dark shadow areas now and just soften them off with this colour. I'm going to try to leave a bit of a gap in between for that really light colour still. Just softening off the edge. So I just like to go over those sections a little bit, a couple of times to make sure they're softened. I'm trying to just get a little bit of depth and the ripples. If you want to see a video on water, I did the Fabrica Fantasy one recently, live stream, and the water came out awesome. Night, guys. Everyone's sort of dropping off now. I will finish it. So this ripple here is kind of shaped like that, so I'm just sort of trying to do the same sort of shape with this just on that top layer there. I can hear squeakiness, but there's still a little bit of ink in this one, so I'm going to push it to the edge. And that one there's got a bit of a curl, so I'm just sort of following along that curl there. Alright, I think I'm happy with that. Poor kitties. Got the B00 again, just going back over the top of that, just to blend it all in. Try to smooth that all out. I've got a white pencil somewhere. Keep trying, but I'm terrible with markers. Lots of practice. How are you, Shara? Thanks for dropping in. I'm just going to use the white pencil, and I'm just going to come in front of this wave or ripple here and just pop a little bit of this down. And I'm just going to put a little bit of a ripple in there. So just on a curved line. Following the top ripple there. So we can use the BG45. I'm not going to do the BG09, it's too dark, but I just want to add a tiny little bit of BG05 under these little lines I just did. And then back to the B000 there. Just blend that off a little bit. Just missed that one. No, I do not have every single colour. I got approximately 300 and 260 something. I think I'm like 100 or so behind. Here we go. Done. Alright, let's do the sky. The sky is going to be completely covered over with B21. And I'm just going to go down from the top of the trees, and also there's a little bit at the top of the trees here as well. Just going to fill in all those gaps. There's no gaps in that. There is here. And I'm just going to go down to the bottom. I'm not worried about blending or anything yet, because I'm going to put a few colours in on top of this. So for now, I'm just going to fill in the area. I hope I think this one's actually, I've got two of these markers. I gained another one on the weekend, so I think this one's the one that's nearly empty. Sorry, just going back. I'm just checking the chat as well, making sure no one's asking me questions. Sorry. The that marker was dry. The colour wasn't coming out properly. It was a little squeaky. What are you confused about? What's happening? What am I using right now? B21. B21. I do really love Copics too. They're awesome. Much easier on my hands too. Just going in between the little, you know, nooks and leaves and vines and stuff in there. think I've got all of the areas now. Pretty good to me. Okay, we're going to use, this is one of my favourite colours actually at the moment, YR61, which is called Spring Orange. I'm just going to come from the bottom and work my way up. And I'm just sort of flicking out at the end there, darker at the bottom, and just flicking up. Just using my wrist to flick up. I mean, obviously down in these sections here I'm just going over it because we're not going to have to flick up past him. I'm actually going to use this colour to go into all of those leaves as well in a minute, and just put a little bit of colour into those too so that they look like they have a little bit of that orange sun on them. I saw that Kathy hopefully someone sees it. Don't stress. Okay, now I'm back to flicking here because we're at that level where the other one is, so across here. Okay, just grabbing my blue again and just coming back down from the opposite side. And I'm just flicking. On this side, just trying to blend those two together a little bit. It's not going to be perfectly blended, but that's okay. I quite like that look. Just back down on this one. I don't know why people troll in live streams. Who knows? Because they can, because they're bored. Nothing better to do. I don't mind. It makes views for me. Just going back in with that Y61 and just sort of flicking out a little bit more. So basically all I'm trying to do here is just try to blend off the two colours. So I want it to be a little bit lighter and more orange at the bottom than at the top. So what is that, morning or night sun? It could be either actually. Anyway, I'm happy with that. Maybe this side here is not quite blended off. Let me just try that again. A little bit easier in that section though because it's so small. Alright, let's do the trees. Now I'm going to do some dabbing. So exciting. Not really. I've got some YG. Actually, before we do that, let's just do a layer of YG95 first over these trees. Base color. I'm just going to cut the top bit off, so I'm not too worried about up there, but just lined that off. Had a few drop off now. Must be getting late over there, is it? It's just gone 1 o'clock here in the afternoon, midday. I actually brought this colour to refill as well because it's starting to get low. You can tell it's getting low. You can hear the scratchiness and squeakiness on the paper there. We've got a 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Oh, that's not too bad then. 3 a.m. Morticia, where are you? Am I testing you? What did I do, Kenny? The internet? Oh, you guys go back an hour, do you? Ah, see, we went forward an hour not long ago. I'm going to use the YG99 and I'm just going to go in and put some little dots all over the tree. Just kind of spreading them out a little bit. Concentrating on those sort of shadowy areas, but I'm not sort of being really specific in the areas I'm placing it. I'm really just sticking them in everywhere. Pencils, you could do little tiny circular motions to create little dots or texture through the trees. Beth has a question, does she? Where is that? The chow and sketch markers are exactly the same. Sorry, I tried. So they're exactly the same thing. They're both. My computer's having a bit of a heart attack right here. The big fan just came on. It must be getting hot. They're exactly the same. The chow just holds less ink than the sketch. They've got the same nibs on them. They're exactly the same colours. So I collected all the chow first because they were cheaper, and then I started filling in my colours with the sketch. So I do like the fact that sketch don't roll off the desk, but there's nothing different between them. Some of my chow I actually got on eBay really cheap, and I just replaced the nibs and refilled them. But yeah, whatever you can afford, there's no preference to me. Linda, that was funny. Kenny's also a lovely patron of mine too. You guys are funny. Love it. Alright, so we've created some tree. Now I'm going to use YG97 and I'm just going to do a few more dots, filling in a bit more colour. It's a little bit lighter. It's not much lighter than the 99 though. It's very close in colour. But I'm just creating texture in these trees by dabbing on and doing dots like that. Oh yeah, the sketch have the number on the lead, you're right. The chow, I just went and downloaded the off a blog. Someone had done little hole punch ones. Pretty clever. This marker is actually really quite wet, so those little dots are ending up being like big dabs there. I'd say it's probably because this marker is fairly new and it hasn't been used very often yet. It's alright, I like how it came out. And I'm just going to go back in with the 95 just to finish off that and just make sure they're nice and smudged out and bleeding into each other. Except this colour's running out. Had to turn it on its side because it's running out and it's not really dabbing on properly. So I'm just kind of brushing it on to get it on there. Trying not to make it squeak for you, sorry. Alright, I'm going to do the trees now. Actually, what I might do is before I do the trees, which is the last section, just down here there's a tiny little flower. I just want to add a little bit of Y17 in that. Like that, just to put a little bit of colour in there. And this YR61 that we used in the background there, I'm just going to come in and sort of dab a few spots through these green leaves. I just wanted to put a little bit of that colour in here, just dabbing it in, nowhere in particular. Just sort of popping some colour in there. You can go back over with the G21 if you want to sort of blend it in a little bit more. I'm not really too fussed about it. I'm just putting in a couple of shadow areas too around his feet and things like that. Just over here a bit. Bit on the leaves and on the rocks here. And I'm just going to put a couple of little swishes through the water here as well. Some reflecting light. Okay. It's really hard to see in this. Once I pop the picture up on Instagram and that, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. The light's a little bit too bright under these cameras. I'm doing it really softly too. I'm not, you know, putting in a lot of pressure. I'm just kind of gliding the marker across the page. Yeah, Helen was on Patreon too, I think, I'm pretty sure. Is that Helen Evans? Yep. Linda, I hope you feel better. Oh, Lo, I got a package from you too. I forgot to I got it yesterday, late yesterday afternoon. Thank you. Let's do some trees. Thinking I need to add a little bit of some Y32 and I'll show you in a sec. I had this on my list because I'm going to blend off these two colours together. I'm just going straight over the top. Just like that. I'm starting to do the finer details here. I want to do those trees as well, but I'll do them in a moment. Just blending that sky off a little bit, making it slightly darker. But I think it just, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I just like the colours all together. Just help blend in that background a little bit too. I like it. Alright, now, because I want everything to kind of be green, I guess, and I want this orange colour all through, so that's why I've sort of mixed the yellows and things together, because I want him to really stand out, and I want the background to be more muted. I'm going to use E15 for the trees, and no, was it E15? Let me just check. What did I put down? I didn't put that down. Let me have a look. I forgot to put the tree colours down. I'm silly. Alright, we'll just use the colours we've already got on the list. I'll use some E55 first. I'm just going to go down either side of the tree here. There's not much of a tree in this bit to do, but I'm going around his foot because that's a bit of a shadow area. I'm just going to go in and line out some of these shapes on the tree as well. So just following the shapes, creating a little bit of the groove. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I didn't put those colors in. That's my bad. It's alright. We want it to all look similar anyway. Almost done. I really hope you guys enjoy these streams. They're a lot of fun and I look forward to them each week. Let's use that Y32 and fill out the other sections of the tree there. Squeaky, sorry. I don't even know if I brought this colour actually. I did. I do. Just refill it so it's not quite so squeaky. Copic in my hand. Oh, thanks, Kathy. Hey, Raylene, thank you so much. That's so nice. I just filled it up a little bit because it was squeaky for Kenny there, but just... Oh, that's a bit better. Colour's coming out a bit better now. This is really faded off. I am actually going to bring the darker brown in, I think, because I think I need to add a little bit more shadow. But what if I used some W5? Would that help? Let's do that. Because we already had W5 on the list. Where is it? Let's just go in with a little bit of this and just put in some of these shadow areas a little bit more. This is not planned, it's improv. I love grey. Grey is really good because it goes over everything and you can make things look deeper and darker without changing the colour too much either. So I'll go back over it with the E55. But I'm just going over those texture lines a little bit more. I wanted to add a little bit more detail in there and make those sections look a little bit deeper. Yes, with Patreon too, I'm thinking about doing some regular streaming on the Sunday. Patreon only streams. That should be a bit of fun. I think that it's a little bit easier to ask questions and demonstrate things like that because you can ask live. I've got E55 again, and I'm just going in over the top of that dark grey again just to put that colour through, and then I think I'm done with this. I think it looks pretty cool. You could certainly go ahead and put, I don't know, in the forest there's lots of insects, so you could put some little white dots all over the ground area for some insects. I like my white gel pen. I'll pretty much cover the whole page with gel pen if I could. With white. Makes it look sparkly and shiny. I'm really running out of this colour too, so I apologise for the noise again. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. That came out alright, even though it wasn't planned. Now, with the YR61, you can go around and stick a little bit more, you know, up on the trees and put that colour through, a little bit of those. Those colours are all very similar, as I said, but I wanted to put them in to sort of wash out the background a little bit so that the dragon would stand out a lot more. And we brought him forward a little bit more. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow on the edge of this tree here and just brighten the very edge of them off. Just doing one side. A bit of highlight on there now. I missed a little bit of this up here. I've just got a tiny little bit of white in here I want to get rid of. That was Y17 I just used then. Now, as I said, I think you could put some little spots on there. I've got my jelly roller, that'll do for now. And I was just going to put like a couple of little, I've already done some lines in there, but I just thought maybe I won't be using the jelly roller. Posca, let's use some Posca. Or paint, whatever you want. But I'm just going to put a couple of little spots in here for bugs. Just like that. Some little flecks of white. Do a few off the water here. I'm going to do a couple of little squiggly lines off the water here. Make them look like little light reflections. Highlight on his tongue there. And just some bugs sort of dotting around that area. Couple of highlight spots on these flame thingies here. As I said, I like my white I like to put highlights on anywhere. Maybe I do it a little bit too much sometimes, but I like how it ends up coming out, so I guess that's what's most important, hey? It's a little bit of fun. It's a fun part. I'm just putting a couple of little lines on there and a couple on the very edge of his leg and arm there. Let's definitely put some in the top of these, what are they called? Claws. Make them look nice and shiny on the top. I think I'm done. Done. Night, guys. Night, Jennifer. Done, done, and done. Alright, I'm going to take a scan of it, pop it onto my Facebook page and group and Instagram so you guys can see the finished product. But I just want to thank Nathaniel Wake for this awesome opportunity to have a go at doing a colour along like this, and I want you guys to make sure you pop back for December's one with him. Next week we're going to be starting with Michelle Tracy, so if you're not in the group, please pop over and check it out. All of the details are in the description under the video as well. But make sure you answer. There's 3 questions to answer when you come in, just so we know where you're coming from, and we can accept that for you. So no worries, Loretta. We didn't do much. We just did all the spotty bits. Okay, thanks so much for joining, Christine. It was great to have you here, and everybody else who dropped in. Thank you so much. It's been great. I love it. I'll pop the links up for Nathaniel's book for everyone else. Loretta, I'll get in contact with you shortly and work out with you where we're going to send stuff. And they're the Amazon links. He also has a group. It's not that active, but if you pop over there, it may take a little bit for you to be accepted in there, but you will be accepted. And also I'll just pop in his page here as well so that you've got that. Is there anything else that I've forgotten before I run away? Anyone got any last questions for me? And my Facebook group I'm popping up right now for you as well, if you're new. All of these links are in the description as well, so you can grab them there if you missed them in the chat or if you can't see the chat. Make sure you grab the free page on my group page too, guys. And you can follow along later on if you're watching later. Night, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. His group link didn't work. Oh, why didn't it work? Just having a look now. Nothing's working for me. Yeah, it's coming up for me. Nathaniel Wake colouring fan page. My internet's playing up now. So yeah, I got it working. I'm not sure. There is a Patreon link at the bottom if you'd like to join along. That'd be awesome. Love to see you there. Make sure that you send me a request on Facebook too, and let me know who you are in a message so that I can add you to the Patreon group as well. We've got a group on there. Not much happens, but I like to have everyone together so I know where you all are. There is heaps of information in there, guys. There's video links, product links, group links, the links to Nathaniel Wake's details, all of them are in the description. Patreon, I'm pretty sure Patreon's in there. But you can find Patreon on my Facebook page as well, so I don't stalk. I just like to know what everyone's doing. You know, send my love and wishes. That group link worked for me, Linda. So I'm not sure it finally opened. Everything's really slow on my computer though. It's having a bit of a heart attack today. Oh, you guys are awesome. Alright guys, I'll see you later. As I said, check out Patreon. I'll pop the link up maybe once I stop streaming. My computer doesn't want to let me do anything right now. It's having a bit of a heart attack. Oh, actually, hang on. No, I might be able to grab it. The woes of computer issues. Oh, look at that. I found it. I got it. I got it. There's Patreon. Guys, there's Patreon. Oh, good. But it's there anyway. Sylvie, now's the time to do it. Because otherwise you... if you do it in the middle of the month, you get charged in the middle of the month. And you get charged at the start of every month. So... now is the time to do it because we've just had fees come out or coming out now. So, alrighty, I'm going now. Goodbye all. Love you all. See you next time, guys. I'll see you next Friday for Michelle Tracy's video. And maybe if you're a patron, I might see you on Sunday. Thanks so much, guys.